At that point, I probably just thought I just want to know, because like a lot of people, for me, I was just having some pains periodically and some issues in terms of my strength, my eating, and going back and forth to the doctors and not really getting a diagnosis of what was going on. Just was really becoming frustrating, because you know yourself, you know your body, innit? You know how you are. So when they're telling you, oh, nothing's wrong, you go almost angry, like, look, I know something's wrong. So for a while, I was frustrated. So by the time I was going to see my doctors, wasn't even a doctor actually, it was a consultant, because I actually ended up having to change GPs. I got that frustrated, and this was going on for nearly 2 years. And I know there's this whole thing about men not liking to go to the doctors and all that. I just don't like hospitals. I don't even want to get into it, but it's just getting to a point I just need to know, because it could be serious. Getting the pains in my stomach and real bad fatigue, and then started losing weight, nearly a stone. It was just getting a bit crazy. So I changed GPs, and ironically, when I went to go and see my second GP for the first time, he just said to me, I'm not ever going to try and sort out what's going on with you. I'm just going to send you on to, I think they're called a gastroenterologist, the experts with the guts and all that, to get the camera test and the throat test with cameras. Then it's that test that I was going to get the results from. So I was sitting there waiting for the results and having to go speak to the person who actually did my camera test. And the irony is, when they were meant to do the camera and they got the camera one, they didn't do, because they went, basically they go on your rectum, they put a camera there to find out. They did that one, so we don't need to do the throat one, because we think we found it. So I knew something was up, but they didn't tell me. But they gave me that look as if to say, poor you. Oh, so I thought something ain't right. So by the time I got to the consultant, I'm thinking, okay, what's he going to say? And he says, James, to be honest, it's not good news. Okay, yeah, what's happened? He says, what we found, we need to treat it, and it's definitely cancerous. So when he told me, it was a bit of a shock. I had considered it, but you just don't think it's going to be you. First thing that ran through my head was, how do I tell my daughter? How do I tell my wife? Do I keep it from them? Because the irony is, I mean, it's not part of your question, I had a daughter a week before on top of it, so it compounded it. You know, the week before, my wife had our first daughter, and she knew I was going through these tests. And the irony is, I was meant to get tested the day that the baby was coming, so I nearly postponed them. But it was a few hours later, so I went through the whole birth, through the whole night and all, and did that. And it was the next day, and I was shattered, didn't get to sleep, and talking about it, and me and my wife were just like, you know what, go for the test, we need to know, instead of moving them. So it was a good thing I went. But then that was that week later exactly, they gave me the results. So it's like, newborn baby, everything's great, life, yeah, and then you got cancer. Like, hey. Yes, it was weird.
How did it feel, like, being faced with life, new life, and then potentially death? Like, where are you in that moment, that space in between?
Kind of numb. I didn't really know how to handle it, because it was just new. In one respect though, the baby coming before, and my friend, got a good friend who said this at a meeting we was all praying with a few people who shared a faith with me. It helped, because he pointed out, made it really clear that it's kind of good that life came before the message of, sorry, but it might be over, you know. So it helped to buffet it, and I firmly believe that's how God moved. I firmly believe that was on purpose. That was, this won't consume you entirely, even if I wanted it to, because I got to focus on the fact that I'm not just here for me, or even my wife as well. There's another child, there's somebody else here that I can focus on. So that's been good. So if anything, it actually helped. if I'm honest. He actually still does, because I still look at her and think, wow. I suppose what was perplexing for me, you know, being a follower of Christ and just knowing God for myself personally, made it more perplexing. Because for me, it's funny, because I hate to see people say to people, we're in a world that's fallen, we're in a world that's kind of messed up. So don't be surprised when things come your way. If anything, it's gonna just guarantee. And sometimes the question we're saying is, why me? When the real question should be, why not me? Who are you for it not to happen to? Where's that coming from? It's not coming at my door. God will protect me. Well, a lot of people in the Bible suffered, and God was still holding them. So we almost have to rethink, what did we mean by protection? And that's getting into some other stuff. But if he didn't keep his son from suffering, then certain things will just happen, and you need to learn how to deal with it and know that being kept is not necessarily being kept from suffering. It's being kept in the midst of the suffering, which makes him even more God. Now, I'm not going against healing, I'm not going against miracles, because that glorifies him. But the fact that you can be in something like that can be hellish at one level, and he still can keep you. We don't hear about that story a lot. So it's one of them ones where I didn't know what to think, but what I did know is that I've just got to trust that he can keep me. Yeah, I was angry, and yeah, I've been saying to people, why do you think that it can't happen to you? It can. Why not me? And all of that kind of came full circle, because when I was in the hospital and some of the friends who visited me, one of them said to me, you know what, if anyone could get cancer, it's you. Because even though at first I'm a bit like, yeah, thanks. It made me, how would I say? It made me think, actually, you've been preaching it. Saying to people, why not you? Well, why not me then? Like, what I'm saying is, come home. Like, you can't be saying that, and then when it happens to you, like, why me? it undoes the whole thing. So I kind of had to listen, say, yeah, thanks, bro, but also swallow my words. Like, you know what? It's true. But then I brought out another struggle, because after that I'm thinking, well, God, you've given me reassurance about things. There's a whole thing about me healing and miracles, and I struggled with that, because I'm thinking, you know what, God, your will be done. Whatever you want to do, you want to do. Some people take that as, you don't really believe God's going to heal you then, because you might think it's his will for you to have this. I don't think that at all, but I do think he can use it. Sorry about that, that's just me. I do think he can use it. And what it showed me is that I had another lack of faith somewhere else, because I'm saying to people, why not you, in terms of something bad happening to you, but not saying why not you in terms of something good happening to you.
So let's stick on this point a bit then. So you were saying, why shouldn't it happen to you, like cancer or something?
I was struggling to believe I had it.
Yeah.
But then it's like, well, why not you? Made me think, oh yeah, well, why wouldn't I get it? Anyone could develop it. In fact, most of us do, but it never develops into anything of an issue, which I found out doing my research. Your body can fight it, and mine just stopped fighting. So that's what it was. But after all that had gone, I'm settling into it. I'm like, alright, Lord, I'm going to believe you for healing. I'm going to believe you for the, even maybe a miracle. You just take it like that. But part of me struggled with that. Is it his will? Is it the time? Should you be declaring it and proclaiming it, as some people say? How much of a say do you have in that? What do you do? And then it came back to me like, well, you're struggling to think that because part of it is like, why would you heal me when there's loads of other people who haven't been?
Have you come to terms with that question?
Yeah, because the way I came to terms with it was, well, why not me?
Why not heal you?
Yeah. Why not me in terms of you can get the cancer? Well, why not me in terms of he could just heal me? miraculously or over time or however it's done, but do the job. Even though I'd already given some reassurance before, us being humans, we're still like, every time I go back to the hospital, it eats away at it. Every time the doctor says this, I may even ask them for the prognosis. When they gave me that, I'm like, whoa, I didn't know it was that serious. It's serious.